Buongiorno, mi compadres. I would like to do a quick little R&R matinee bonanza. You've seen this guitar before. There's a funny story behind it. The owner took it home, decided that they didn't like the finish on it, and so took some sort of abrasive, a sander or whatever. Fine with me, do what you like. But what happened was the electronics got a little bit buggered up, so it had to come back. Also, on top of that, the customer noticed that the notes were choking out a little bit, and I was like, but I set it up, how could the notes choke out? Okay, so this is all about fret radius, not fret radius, fretboard radius. Okay, what is radius? If you look at the fretboard down yonder, we're talking like, similar to the curvature of the earth here. This particular telly has a 7¼ inch radius. Now that's quite tight. So it's, in terms of relative to other fretboards, it's quite round, I suppose. And so what happens with a round radius like that? When you bend notes, when you get up there and you're like, and you really sort of give it, what happens there is eventually you're sort of changing the landscape. If you're sitting on top of that string and you're looking all the way down it, comme ça, you're seeing a straight line. Now when you bend a string, I'm not gonna do this and bosh, take your face off. When you bend that string, its trajectory, has changed somewhat, and if then now it's looking at the fretboard down a sort of an angle that way. And when you do that, it sort of travels uphill a little bit. It's a funny one to explain, but it's the real deal. Because this is a cylinder radius, it means that the radius is the same the whole way along there. It's 7¼ 7¼ 7¼ 7¼ some guitars, it's rare, I still haven't seen one myself, but they are out there. There's something called a compound radius, where it starts off kind of a tight radius up here, and then down here it gets a little flatter, if you will. Maybe not necessarily dead flat, but flatter. Flatter is better for big bends, because when you're bending that string, its trajectory is changing, but it's not really facing an uphill battle as such. Where with a 7¼ inch radius, yeah, you are facing an uphill battle. 7¼ inch radius apparently are much better for chords. It's more fitted to the sort of the natural curve of your hand. And when I say natural curve, who knows? It could be, you have to have a hand of particular size. So depending on your own physiology, 7¼ may be too tight for you. I don't really know. There's all kinds of customizations out there that could suit you. But generally speaking, that is what we're talking about with fretboard radii in the plural. So be well. Rock and roll is the answer.